Global Conference 2018. In these 3 days, we're going to explore what it means to put communities at the center.
During the conference, we will pursue 3 questions together. Why is it important to put communities at the center? What does it mean and what will it take? And how can we do this through our own work?
Earliest experience was as we walked into the community. So people were extremely skeptical in the community, but as we sort of began to work, a deep relationship began to emerge. We would spend time, live in people's houses. And along that process in a few years' time, what began to happen was when we formed that deep relationship, people would then begin to talk about their fears and their aspirations for community. And along those fears and aspirations, education became one of the consistent frame that people would use.
We also work with the local women in the community. We make crafts with them. We sell the crafts inside and outside Kathmandu, and the money generated from this workshop goes back to the students' education.
So it was really a pleasure to see all people from different countries with like their own stories, to talk to them, to see that the world is same,
We have not 1-2 years program to foster leadership in the professional in the country, but we start to develop leadership programs to local teachers, students, and local ecosystems in Peru.
One of the things that our fellows have to do when they get placed, they have to develop a community development project. It's really the foundation upon which then our fellows, our leaders, ultimately develop a really deep understanding and humility around the kind of approach it takes to do true community level work.
As we work together as a network to understand the best ways to put community at the center, I'm excited to lead a team that will help build the network's capacity to lead with our communities.
So what is it required to actually put community at the center? I think it requires us to question our biases. It requires us to question our power and privileges. It requires us to listen, to really understand and empathize. It requires us to create mutually empowering spaces where people from within the community and from outside the community as well can engage in a dialogue that can create new knowledge.
I really loved how they told us their stories, even though we were meeting them for the first time, but they had their hearts open and they welcomed us so happily. And also they told us how they lived there, what challenges they faced. So it was so great to listen to all their stories and understand how they live.
And you cannot really teach a child if you don't love that child, and you cannot love that child if you don't know the child. So to know the child, you go to where the child lives to find about everything about that child. And that was a wonderful experience that I had yesterday.
Are you fired up for the network breakthroughs?
Ready to go!
Monte Adentro belongs to the farmers and their families. They are the principal actors, then the principal social workers of these organizations, because first are the people, then the projects.
Now, I live in the largest Polynesian city in the world, and I would like people to stop trying to fix my kids because they're not what's broken.
We believe that we have to create a world where students can have a say in governance, shaping classrooms, shaping the school systems and education policies.
I've had an experience in my life that is unbreakable, because I've learned what it means to be yourself and see yourself in other people, to learn to listen, because listening and listening and listening is the only way you can get to the root cause of what happened.